Welcome, everyone, to the Trust Issues podcast. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Today, we're kicking off a series on the top post-COVID scams I cover in my new book, Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Steps to Outsmart Today's Most Dangerous Post-COVID Scams. We're talking about real stories, real people, and real losses, so you can learn the patterns and beat the con artists at their own game.
And particularly right now, so there's so many people looking for jobs that the scammers have got really taking advantage of that, and they're really out in force trying to rip people off.
The pandemic pushed more of life online. That shift supercharged the old cons with new delivery systems, social media messages, texts, fake business listings, and even fake job offers designed to separate you from your hard-earned money. The names of scams change, but their DNA does not.
You're legally responsible for this. You cash the check.
Is that what you normally do with a customer? You curse at them and belittle them? You're here to solicit new business. You're here to get money from our people. How does it feel to be held accountable for this after you've taken all of this money?
You're not insured to remove trees.
We just want to talk.
This is Trust Issues with Dale Cardwell. If you thought scam artists were only after your credit card number or online passwords, think again. Post-pandemic, scammers are going hard after something way more personal, your job search. According to the Federal Trade Commission, job scams and unemployment scams absolutely exploded over the last few years, and I mean exploded. Back in 2020, these kinds of scams were already a problem, costing victims about $90 million a year. Fast forward to today, try $501 million in losses. Yeah, $500 million lost to job scams. We kick things off with a job offer scam that preys on people's hopes when they've hit a rough patch, like Jennifer Lawrence. Like so many people in this economy, Jennifer found herself out of work and struggling to find a new position.
I received a text message from somebody from United Health Group that wanted me to interview for a position starting at $35 an hour.
After breezing through an informal text interview, Jennifer was offered the job. She was then told an onboarding packet was in the mail, along with a check for $1,800 to cover expenses.
You can buy the laptop and the software that's needed, so deposit this, send me a copy of your deposit slip, and then we can get started on training.
But there was something else in the packet that gave her pause.
On here, corporate is spelled wrong. And for corporate to be spelled wrong on a letterhead from a company is a pretty big flag.
As it turns out, a big scam. A recent Better Business Bureau Scam Tracker Risk Report finds employment scams are on the rise, with victims losing an average of $1,000 in the fake job scheme. People like Jennifer, who are tricked into believing they've been hired when it's really a ploy to get access to personal information to steal their identity and their money.
Why do you think they wanted you to return the deposit slip?
Because on that deposit slip will be all of my bank account information.
Jennifer didn't cash the check, and the only thing she lost was her investment of time. But time is money, not only to victims, but also to the crooks. So when coincidentally our producer was solicited via text for a house cleaning position by another ring of rip-off artists, we decided to make them pay for every other scammer's sins. Joining us now is our senior producer, Marnie Zambry, who has worked tirelessly over the years to help me expose scammers and recover funds for consumers. Hi, Marnie.
Hey, Dale.
How far down the rabbit hole were you, or would an average person be before you saw a red flag?
Right off the bat, this just seemed too good to be true. It offered so much money for so little time, with all these bonuses and the opportunity to continue to make more and more money if I just went along with what they were saying.
Marnie, as you know, the FTC says there are 4 simple questions you should ask before accepting any job offer, especially if something feels off. Let's walk everybody through them. Question 1, are they asking you to pay for the job? In this instance, yes.
Yes. What they said is that they were going to FedEx me a check that I could use for supplies. They gave me a heads up and said, hey, we realize supplies are only going to cost you a couple $100, but we're going to go ahead and write this check to you for about $2,000.
It's a goodwill gesture.
Yeah, it was a total goodwill gesture. So I said, yes, go ahead and do that. And you try to pull the string and see how far they'll go and if they'll actually follow through. And sure enough, we got a package from them that had a check in it.
Well, first of all, this is your first red flag. If someone's going to send you money, don't believe that it's really true. The FTC says a legitimate employer will never ask you to pay for training, supplies, or anything else up front. And if they send you a check and ask you to send money back, that's a scam every single time. In my decades of experience, that's classic scammer behavior. Question 2. What do you know about the company? And I don't mean what's in their slick website or that beautiful job description. Google the company name, add the words scam or complaint or review. See what comes up. Real companies have a history. Scam companies have complaints. If you see pages and pages of people saying, hey, these guys ripped me off, that's not a coincidence.
No, it's not a coincidence. And you always have to go online. I mean, it's so simple to do it nowadays. Back in when we were much younger and before the internet took off, when you were applying for jobs, you had to put a lot more effort into it. You couldn't just send a resume online. You actually had to get this, type a letter and sign it, take it down to the post office, send it off. When we were applying to jobs, we were not only sending letters, we were sending, at the time, 3/4-inch tape. So we were making an investment in doing this job application.
You had a lot more time to deliberate, right? So question number 3, do the reviews seem real? This one's a little tricky. Some scammers flood the internet with fake 5-star reviews to build credibility. If every review reads like a robot wrote it, or everyone's saying exactly the glowing same thing, well, you've got a reason to be suspicious. If the reviews online feel too polished, too generic, or just too good to be true, be careful. Fake companies write fake reviews. Trust your gut. And then, Marnie, question 4, have you asked someone you trust to give you a second opinion?
Sometimes you need a second pair of eyes on things, on everything. And like Jennifer, she just needed to look a little bit longer at that letter, and she saw that a common word was misspelled. I mean, a corporation is not going to misspell a word on an offer letter if it seems too good to be true, if it's too right on the money on your skill set. There are people out there that actually troll LinkedIn and other websites that their career postings, and they look for folks that maybe will fit those job descriptions. And they put a little bait out in the water, hoping that somebody's going to bite and take it all the way to the bank.
Yeah, and other than just Jennifer, you and I have a close personal friend that went through this process. And because she knew me back in the day, she said, hey, I've got Dale's number. I'm going to call him up and run this by him. And thank goodness she did, because it was the same scam. Different story, different day, same scam.
It's so hard right now when you're looking for a job. Everybody will tell you nowadays is that they just feel like a number out there. Everybody's using AI now to, juice up their resumes, make it match the description exactly of what the job description is saying. So you are basically like everybody else. You are just one of the masses. And there is no, hey, let's have an interview, because sometimes, and we've talked about this before, you know in your gut if somebody's good. You know in your gut if you're going to mesh with them. I mean, it took us a little while, even though we've worked together for 15 years. Now you joke that we're like John Lennon and Paul McCartney. We finish each other's sentences all the time. But what is so disheartening is that folks you are just a number. And when you think that you're getting a little bit of a response, you're going to latch onto it. And you may do things you wouldn't normally do.
So, Marnie, I feel like we're burying the cockle-doodle-doo.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there were red flags along the way, but just let's play this clip so that people can appreciate it.
Do you have the cash or the debit card?
No, I've already gone to the bank. I have the cash.
You have the cash with you now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, before you go inside Walmart, take the picture of the cash and send it to me first. Send it to me now. I need to confirm that.
You know, of course, I never went anywhere close to a Walmart. I went outside in our parking lot here, and he said he wanted a picture of the money. Well, nobody, I mean, especially me, carries cash. Ask my mother. She always makes fun of me about it, that I don't carry any cash. So I'm gathering up cash from around the office to try to, you know, and it's thousands of dollars I'm supposed to have cashless for. I'm, you know, gathering the money around the office and then trying to
Make it look like breads and fishes.
Oh, totally. And so I took a picture of it and I texted it to him, and right away he texted back, like, what is this?
And he gets angry with it.
Oh, he got angry with me. And like Dale was saying, you know, this guy was a little hard to understand on the phone. There was a rooster in the background. And then he was getting angry at me. Supposedly this perfect person who was going to come and clean his house and drive his car and get it all ready for him. So red flag, red flag, red flag.
Marnie, legit jobs do exist, but so do thousands of fake ones. If the company doesn't have a physical address that you can verify, a team you can check out online, or any credible presence outside of the job posting itself.
And the most important thing that we tell people now when they come to us, we tell them, go to the company website. If it's a legitimate company, they're gonna have that job posted on their website. You may still get caught. It could still be an elaborate ruse, but it's more likely if you go to their website, you will see the job posted there. And so you can verify that, okay, yes, this company does exist, and yes, there may be this position.
Yeah. So, you know, information is power, and it's the best weapon against the kind of scams that we're talking about here today. So let's review how you can protect yourself by following a few golden rules for surviving the job scam jungle. Here's what I tell every job seeker. Never pay for a job, ever. Research the company yourself. Don't just trust their website. Marnie, be suspicious of perfect reviews, and always, always, always ask for a second opinion. Remember, losing out on a real job is hard, but losing money to a scammer is even worse. And if you think you've been targeted by a job scam, report it. Go to reportfraud.ftc.gov. Every report helps shut these crooks down. Let's face it, everyone has some trust issues. We've all been burned. My mission, our mission, is to help you identify, avoid, and outsmart today's most dangerous post-COVID scams. I do that in my book, Don't Get Scammed, Get Smart, 7 Steps to Outsmart Today's Most Dangerous Post-COVID Scams. Consider it your essential guide to navigating today's marketplace safely and successfully. You can find it all on Amazon. Or if you're local in the Atlanta area, go to TrustDALE.com. There you will find vetted companies that I have handpicked and reviewed personally. In our next episode of Trust Issues, we'll tackle another post-COVID scam, this one surrounding pandemic grants. Until then, remember, don't get scammed, get smart. I'm Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Marnie Zambry.
And thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of Trust Issues, make sure to like, follow, and share the podcast so more people in our community can stay one step ahead of scammers. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.